The Stage Door Show, celebrating the independent artist. With your host, Dave Hondel.
Never had nothing, but we needed a lot. Started from the bottom, climbing to the top. The block stay hot, folks getting shot. The hood on lock, surrounded by cops.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Stage Door Show tonight. This is Dave Hondel. I'm so thrilled tonight because I have with me Foolish. This is multiple times on this show and so happy to have him back. Foolish, how you doing, man?
Hey Dave, how you doing, man? I'm blessed. I'm glad to be back on the hottest podcast show, man. You know, I always have a good time with you.
You know, speaking of podcasts, I know you have your own podcast. We're going to talk about that in a little bit too. But yeah, I mean, I just love what you're doing out there. We always love to have you on the show. And, you know, I know one of the reasons we have you on tonight is you have a great new single coming out, you know, soon here on the 23rd of March. Let's talk about that a little bit, man. I can't wait to hear that one.
Oh, yes, March 23rd. Mark it down on y'all calendar. March 23rd is the big drop. My new single, It's My Time.
Talk about, you know, the process of that song and really what it's about.
It's My Time. That's the song, Dave, that it talks about living in the projects and poverty. But I like to paint a picture. If you've never been to the ghetto, you never been to the hood, you don't understand the violence, you know, the drugs and everything that's going on. So that's my way of painting a picture. I always try to keep it real. That's why, you know, my label is called Reality Music Entertainment. So I try to paint that real picture. I want my fans and the audience to feel everything I can say and you can relate to it.
Living in line, I feel like it's my time. Everywhere you look, there's so much crime. People keep dying, and I ain't lying. Never had nothing, but we needed a lot. Started from the bottom, climbing to the top. The block stay hot, folks getting shot. The hood on lock, surrounded by cops. Non-stop, even kids getting popped. Send mamas in shock, make their heart stop. I'm focused, looking for a way out. I stay solid, built like concrete. All the beef, bloodshed in these streets. But me, I gotta keep my nose clean. I gotta sacrifice, look out for the team. For the price of fame, they'll do anything. Crashing out cause they can't stay in it.
So I try to relate to the struggle, the people that's struggling. So it's my time. I'm just basically talking about stuff that goes on in the projects, you know, shooting, killing. But at the same time, I'm having fun and then letting everybody know that it's my time. Like, y'all can't stop me. I've been grinding too long. And now it's that time for me to just shine. You know what I mean? The beat is off the hook, Dave. I'm telling you, they're going to feel it. Once you hear the beat, you're going to go to start rocking. The fans are going to love it.
Just given the environment that we're in right now, I mean, it's more real. I mean, because everybody is struggling. Everybody's going through something with COVID. You know, even though we're coming out of it, it's like, you know, it really ruined a lot of people and people that were already down and out. I mean, that even made it even worse. So that had to kind of blend itself into that song a little bit, right?
Oh, yes. And see, what they don't understand, Dave, is a lot more people, there's more people who's struggling. There's more poor than rich.
Yep, correct.
Put it like that.
Correct.
So I try to reach the little people, the poor people. I always try to be the mouthpiece for the poor because I know how it is coming up when you're just trying to make it. And like you're saying, look at what we're living in right now, Dave. Look at the gas prices. Look how much bread costs. Look how much chicken costs.
Crazy.
I try to make it through this struggle, Dave. So I try to give people something that makes them feel good. I want my music to take you away for those 2-3 minutes. I want to take you away from those problems and make you feel good.
Kind of escape, right?
Exactly.
You know, and I know before we started recording, there's you know, we kind of talked a little bit because I know, knowing you for a couple of years now, that I know that you're big on being a businessman, you know, because I know you have your own reality music entertainment and, you know, there's a lot of different things that you do as a business person. And I think the importance of being a business person, you know, being an indie artist, you know, we talked about that a little bit, but if you can kind of talk as an indie artist to other indie artists out there, because there's so many people out there that don't do it the right way and their careers just fizzle and you're still out there doing it. So talk about the importance of being a businessman and what it takes to kind of build those relationships out there in the music business.
Well, in the business world, you got to always dot your I's and cross your T's. You know what I mean? And it's all about relationships. You don't want to burn no bridges. You want to always build relationships so you never know who you're going to need in the future. So I always try to build relationships, even through my podcast. I built so many different relationships with so many artists all across the world that if I want to do a song with somebody from New York, I can do it like this. If I want to network with somebody from California, I got some people I know over there. I use it as networking, and you always have to network, but you have to make sure your business is right. On top of that, you have to treat people with respect. That goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, treating people with respect. We talked about that in almost every show that we do, and you know, we're out here to help indie artists, and we're out here to help all kinds of people that are just getting started. You know, whether it's, you know, a singer, whether you're an actor, whether you're a violin player, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're an artist of any kind, to make it, you really got to build those relationships. And I mean, even the celebrities that we have on, well, first thing they say is building relationships is the most important thing that you can do, because you never know that the janitor today might be the owner of the record company tomorrow. And if you treat that person, you know, with respect, when you come into the recording studio, you treat the janitor or the receptionist the same as the executive. You just never know. You know, it's a small world, is music business. So,
and I do that all the time, Dave. Like, even like you was giving the example about the janitor, even whatever job somebody does, even if I'm staying in a hotel room, you know, you have housekeeping, you got maids. But that doesn't mean I'm going to leave the room in a mess.
Right, correct.
I'm still going to try to put everything to the door, put the garbage right here. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, being appreciative of the people and understand that nobody is no better than anyone. We all together in this thing.
That's right. Talk a little bit about how you got into this game, because I know that, you know, you are where you are right now, and I mean, you've got a following, and you know, you're big on social media. But talk about where you started in this business, like back, you know, when you were a kid or whenever this started. When did you start becoming interested in, you know, making music and being in the business?
Well, I was those type of kids where, you know, your mom used to bang on the door and tell you to turn that noise down, and I'm in there rapping and singing word for word. I used to love music so much, Dave, that I used to save my lunch money. So I had enough to go to the store and buy the song that I wanted or the album that I wanted. So music has played a big part in my life. I always loved it. So after a while, me and my brothers, we just started banging and making beats and started rapping to it. Then after a while, I actually started going to a real studio, and then it started coming out nice. So I'm telling myself, hold on, I can do this.
Time to shine. Every day when I wake up, I see people dying, children crying. But I won't break, I can't give up. Oh no, I gotta keep grinding, keep on climbing. Time passed, but the pain still lasts. Kobe and his daughter died from a plane crash. This year feels like a bad dream. Still dealing with COVID-19. Day to day, things getting worse. Mama crying, sitting in the church. Cars lined up, riding behind the hearse. Flowers on the casket, down in the dirt. They still discriminate cause of my race. They'd rather shoot me or give me a case. They traded in these sheets to turn police. All we want is justice, all we want is peace. Rest in peace to all those that...
Then I was getting great feedback. Everybody like, oh man, listen, you have a gift. You have to use that talent. Don't waste that talent. Use that talent. Share it with the world. So I started doing music. And then you know how it goes. Life, you get caught up in life. So I put it to the side for a little while. But when COVID hit, it came knocking back at my door.
Yeah.
Music came knocking back. I had so much free time that I said, man, we're quarantining. I'm at the house. Ain't nothing going on. Let me get back in the booth and start recording and start expressing myself. Right. And now you have it.
There you go. Who are your influences? I mean, who are the guys in the music business, or ladies? I mean, growing up, I mean, who did you emulate? Who did you want to be like when you got older?
My biggest influence was Master P.
Awesome.
You couldn't tell me I wasn't No Limit Soldier. I had my own tank. I went to the store and bought me a tank.
Yeah.
I bought everything that No Limit dropped. The first day I had to go get that CD. He was a businessman, and that's the blueprint I'm trying to follow right now in Master P, by being independent, creating my own lane, and then if people want to be partners, we can be partners.
It's funny you should mention that, because when you said, you know, Master P, the first thing that popped into my mind was how big a businessman Master P is, and who he had under him, and who he was able to develop into their own careers. So that's what I think. I know, like, you already doing that yourself. I mean, you work with some people. You have a lot of people you work with. I know Young Jigger is one, and I mean, there's a lot of people you collaborate with. I think for me in the business, if you don't collaborate with people, you're gonna have a short career. You have to be able to collaborate with several different people, and it might even be out of your genre. It might not always be hip hop or rapping, but if you collaborate, you're gonna cross over to so many different audiences. Which I know that, I mean, Dre has done it. Snoop has done it. All these these people. If you watch the Super Bowl, even all these people collaborate with so many different people outside of their genres. And look what they're still performing, and they're still at a high level.
And that's why Drake is breaking all these records, because Drake is getting everybody money. The hoods, the nice areas, the rich folks, he's getting everybody area. That's why I don't want to put myself in a box. I just don't make music for the projects or for the ghetto. I want to make music for the whole world.
Speaking of that music, I know Trying Do Me featuring Young Jigger, When I Wake Up, She Poppin'. I mean, there's a lot of music that you have out there. I know your album, Acting a Fool, has been out there for a little bit, but I mean, there's some good stuff on there, some good tracks, which we're playing on this podcast as we speak. But I mean, talk about some of that music and how it's kind of led to your new music.
Oh, that Acting a Fool album, I really took my time with that one. Me and Young Jigger was in the studio every day, and we just tried to bring that heat. You know what I mean? Like I told you, Dave, I'm trying to get that music. I want to be that positive. I want to give people that positive influence and make their day go good. You know what I mean? So I try not to make too much crazy music about all this gang banging, killing, and all that. I'm just going to talk about reality stuff, either stuff I done been through or stuff I done seen that I know that everyday people can relate to, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in struggling with money, whether it's in you talking about being a parent, whether I'm talking about my mom. It's everyday stuff that I try to hit on so I can relate to people. I want more people to feel where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? See, a lot of these artists nowadays, Dave, in my opinion, what's the problem, what's going on is everybody wants that macho, tough guy image. I don't care about people looking at me as being tough. Yeah. I want you to look at me as being real. I'm authentic. What you see is what you get with me. This is not an act.
Absolutely. I mean, and that goes a long way. I mean, I think the most popular and the most, I guess, the most successful people in music are, you can tell who's fake and who's not, right? You can tell who's just singing the song or the words, and the ones who are really truly meaning what they're saying. So, and I've listened to your music, and I love your music, and I think that you're one of the most authentic singers that I've heard, in your genre for sure. And I think one of the questions I want to ask you, though, speaking of the genre, because one of the things that I think more recently than not, but I see that hip hop and rap has really kind of spanned not just a certain it's like it's getting into so many different diverse backgrounds and demographics. I mean, people from all over, no matter where neighborhood you live in, you can be in the rural area and still love rap music, and which I think is amazing. It's wonderful. So finally, the rap game is hitting, the demographics. It should hit everybody because it is real. It is, you're talking about real life. You're talking about things that matter to everybody, so right. I think that to me, that's awesome. And I don't know, I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Oh yeah. That, the hip hop has become $1 billion industry because everybody worldwide, like you saying, everybody listen to rap music now.
Right.
You might find your daughter or son or whoever running around singing Kodak Black and everybody else.
That's right.
It's just how it is nowadays. And I'm glad it's like that because, rap used to be looked down on.
Correct.
Because of, all the explicit lyrics. And, different people have different ways of expressing themselves. Me personally, I curse, but I try not to do it that much. A lot of people feel like that makes your music better, makes you hard by cussing. But to me, I feel like you don't have a lot of vocabulary if every other word is a cuss word.
No, I think you're right, absolutely right. And that's good that you brought that up because I think a lot of lyrics are gratuitous and they're kind of put in there because they feel it makes it tougher, I guess, or whatever. But I like this is why I like you so much, because I mean I like it that you're authentic, and I like that you have fun with it, because if anybody has ever seen Foolish's music videos, I mean he has fun. He's out there having fun, and and that comes through in the camera, because sometimes you could tell if it's forced, and it's not forced with you. You're truly having a good time. So I think that's amazing. And speaking of a good time, you have a good time on your podcast. So I want you to talk about your podcast, because that's something you started not too long ago, and I want our listeners to be able to go listen to you as well. So talk about your podcast a little bit, so we can kind of plug that a little bit.
Oh, yes. My podcast is called The Foolish Show, of course, and it's on YouTube. Anybody that want to check it out, you can check out all my episodes. It's on my YouTube channel, which is Reality Music Entertainment. That's the name of the YouTube channel. I have all my videos on there. I have my podcast shows on there. You can find all my material on there. But the podcast show, I wanted to create a platform where everybody with any kind of talent or gift can be able to express themselves. It's not for only musicians or rappers or singers. It's for entrepreneurs. If you got a business that you started and you wanted to get it out there to people, I let anybody come on, Dave, because I think the problem is nowadays we're not spreading enough love. I want to spread love to everybody. And that's my way of letting people come on. I don't charge nobody no money. I'm not trying to get rich of nobody. Right. I want to give everybody that same platform. See, I want to walk it like I talk it. I can't be, I'm for the people and I'm about spreading love, but I'm not living it.
Absolutely. 100%.
So my podcast is a way of me showing everybody, here, y'all share my platform. You share your talents with the world. And Dave, I have to say at least 50 or 60 something people on there. And everybody hits me up, man, Foolish, man. I appreciate you so much. I was so scared. I was terrified of being on somebody's show or podcast, but you helped me fight my fears. Some people have went and started their own little thing. And I'm just so happy that I was able to help somebody and give them the platform to find themselves. That's a good feeling. It's nothing like a feeling, Dave, of helping somebody.
I agree, completely agree. And that's why we do this, to try to help, young artists, and, having people like yourself on that have been in the music business for a little bit. It's nice because, independent artists, I think sometimes get lost. They don't have a management team maybe, or PR, and they don't think they can do it. And it's they can. And, that's the one thing that I tell people when I started making films when I was younger. I bought a camcorder, just a little cheap camcorder, and I called the city of Minneapolis, and they closed an entire street for me because they loved my passion, what I was doing, and I just did it. I didn't ask anybody's permission. I just did it.
There you go.
And the fact is that, if you have a vision, you have a dream, don't let anybody tell you can't do it. You just go out there and you do it, and show people, prove them wrong, show them that you can do it, and not only do it, but get somewhere with it, and inspire others to do the same thing. And I don't think people realize that how you can inspire somebody just by doing what you're doing. And they might not tell you, they might not show it, but you're inspiring people, by doing what you're doing. And I know, Foolish, you do that. You do that well, and you're very well spoken. Like I said, you're a businessman. You've been doing this for a while, but you're doing it the right way. And I'm going to stress that again. You're doing this the right way. And I want to tell people also that you're in South Florida, but that doesn't mean anything, because your music is spread everywhere. I mean, you can listen to you on streaming platforms everywhere. So tell everybody how they can find you on every kind of streaming platform.
Well, if you're looking for Foolish, if you're looking for yours truly, I'm on every platform from Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Diesel. Anywhere music is sold, you can find Foolish. And I'm with Bentley Records. That's who distributes my music. So we're in partnership. And then I have Reality Music Entertainment. So Bentley puts my music out, and we have a partnership together. But all streaming platforms, I am available. I have Acting the Fool out right now, which is my first debut album, official album. And that's doing well. Last I checked, Dave, it had maybe 150, 180,000 streams.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And all this is just from scratch, Dave. I'm doing all this with no team, no nothing. I'm doing everything myself independently.
And I think everybody, like I said, no matter who they are, that even if you're not an artist, you're a firefighter or a nurse or a doctor, whatever you do for a profession, it is, if you put in the work and you put in the hustle and you put in the blood, sweat, and tears, you're gonna be successful at some point. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, might even be like a few years from now. But if you continue to do what you're doing, just don't quit. Don't stop, because if you stop doing it, then you'll never know. You'll never know. You're going to always have that regret that, what, if I just stuck it out for another year, then maybe 2 years, then I people don't do that. That's the problem. I think there's so many talented people that don't have that success because they quit, or they don't want to go to the next step. And you have to be able to do it. You have to grind. You have to go through those failures. You're going to fail a few times before you actually make it. So, that's my biggest message to any artists out there. Just don't give up. I mean, I see so many people give up, and you can't give up. You have to keep going until you're successful. Just keep going.
You're absolutely right, because some people don't know, Dave, how close they really are. You could be right there about to put your foot in the door. You like, nah, I'm done with this.
100%. Well, on that note, Foolish, I mean, I'm so excited that we had you back again. It's always a pleasure, and we can't wait to have you back again. And 23rd of March, It's My Time. And, we're so excited for you and that new single. And I know we've listened to some of your music on the podcast today. But, again, just best of luck to you. I can't wait to have you on again. And just, I can't wait to see where this single goes for you.
Dave, I appreciate you. Like I always tell you, this is one of my favorite podcasts. I would come on here anytime, any day. I would drop anything I have going on to get on here with you, because it's just like family. You consider family now, man. This is nothing new. You know what I mean?
You're my family as well. Take care, man, and can't wait to have you back. And again, we'll feature your song on our social media. And again, for everybody listening to this podcast, I mean, go to all streaming platforms. Foolish, again, It's My Time, but he's got other great music out there. Acting the Fools, the album. Keep up the great work, Foolish. And again, I can't wait to have you back.
Dave, I appreciate you, and stay safe. You and your family. Tell your family I say hello. Anytime you need me, Dave. I'm just hit me up. One phone call away.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
Plus she got that wop like Cardi B. I make it talk. Call it Angela Yee. Her cat stay clean like she soaking bleach. Her credit popping.
Her debit popping.
Her hair popping.
Her nails popping.
Her lips popping.
Her hips popping.
Her toes popping.
Her clothes popping.
Girl, you know you got it. Girl, you know you got it.
Girl, you know you got it. You know you want it poppin'.
Girl, you know you got it. Girl, you know you got it.
Girl, you know you got it. You know you want it poppin'.
You say that you feeling me.
Me.
You know that I'm feeling you too. Babe, I'm loving your energy. So tell me what we gon' do. Ain't nobody else here. Girl, it's just us two.